Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to this episode. It's going to be a very brief one just because I'm away from home at Blue Mountain for a wedding. So I just figured I'd give my quick 2 cents on the game today. Southampton versus Manchester United. Unfortunately, I'm unable to watch the other games just because of the wedding. So stay tuned this week as I will be back. To talk about the Chelsea game against Leicester City, as well as the Champions League draw. And obviously, we'll be focusing on Chelsea's chances in the Champions League as well. So let's just get straight to it, man. Obviously, today, the highs from the Liverpool game on Monday, everything has kind of settled, obviously. And today, we kind of saw not as energetic of a performance as we did see on Monday. But you know what? It's work in progress. It's work in progress. That's all we could ask for. We got the W. So when you do get the win, it's not an easy game to analyze, especially because you don't want to be negative. You always want to take the positives, right? You always want to take the positives with the negatives as well. So yeah, just to get straight to it, man. Obviously, the first half was kind of lackluster. We had a few chances, Southampton's 20-year-old goalkeeper. He had a good performance today, I would say. He had a very good performance. He kept our forwards quiet. Yeah, obviously, the first half was kind of all right. And then the second half, obviously, we had the Bruno goal. I don't know if I may be wrong, but I know I joined the first half 30 minutes in, but all I can say is the last 15 minutes was a drag. So the second half started off a little bit better. We were out there, Dalot's cross to Bruno. What a finish! Obviously, I don't know if he meant to finish the way he finished, but we know Bruno, right? Action first, a thought later, and to me, that goal obviously was a fantastic finish. You can't take that away from Bruno. Obviously. His ability to be open, he had talked about that in the post-match interview, that it was something that they had worked on, whereby Sancho ran off to create that space for Bruno. So it looks like this is something that they've been working on in training, which is positive news because under our former coach in Ole, we never heard anything about what they were doing in practice. It was always about we're working hard, but not to the detail that Bruno gave during his interview, his post-match interview. So that's also a positive as well. You can see that Ten Hag is really trying to find his first team. Obviously, we have the new signing in Casemiro that came on later in the game. So we're beginning to see the team shaping up. It looks like our back four is solidified. I don't know how in the world Maguire and Shaw are able to knock the likes of Dalot, the likes of Martinez, the likes of Malacia out of the first team. I don't know how that's going to happen. Probably through injuries. I know Dalot has already racked up 3 yellow cards in 4 games, so you're going to be seeing a lot of opportunities gotten from, obviously, mostly injuries, primarily injuries. Obviously, and it's a long season, right? We're going to be having midweek games pretty much from now till we're going to be having a game on the weekend and midweek from now till the World Cup. So it's going to be very interesting to see how teams rotate, how Ten Hag rotates. It's going to be very interesting. But the one thing I wanted to point out, I know BT Sports gave Martinez the man of the match. Don't get me wrong. I think our back line were solid today. A clean sheet. De Gea didn't really have too many saves, but when he was called upon, he definitely made the save. And, tremendous, positivity from our back line ever since the likes of Maguire has been on the bench. So I don't see how that back line is going to change. But the one thing I wanted to point out, I think Dalot to me was my man of the match. That was the really bright spark in this whole thing. Obviously, his energy, he was strong defensively. I don't remember a man going past him at all throughout the game. I don't remember. Obviously, he had the one yellow card, but that was more of a that was an intended foul, right? Because he couldn't. Obviously, he was not gonna catch up to his man if his man was able to run. So yeah, obviously, like sometimes you can't really fault him on that, but for the most part, I think he had a tremendous job. He did a tremendous job today defending. Also going forward, man, he was the only person that was sending crosses in. I didn't see too much of Malacia going up front, but on the other side, Dalot was definitely instrumental in us going forward. A lot of his crosses in the first half, there was really no focal point for those intended crosses. But in the second half, like again with the Bruno goal, Dalot crosses it in, Sancho runs, dummies the defenders, and then Bruno is left alone to slot in the goal. So, I think to me personally, Dalot would have been my man of the match just from what he did. Obviously, not taking away from Martinez, not taking away from the other defenders or other players. But I honestly believe that Dalot was my man of the match today. He just showed he was oozing with confidence. You could tell that he's getting very comfortable with that right back position, because I think for a while there he was playing with that second thought of Wan-Bissaka is behind me. I might get dropped the next game. But he's beginning to see. I think he's now beginning to show that he's got. I think he's now beginning to show that confidence. He's now owning that position, because I think that's a very important thing to see in players. Is getting very comfortable in his position and has that confidence knowing that he's going to be picked the next game and the game after, obviously barring that he's performing at the highest level. So shout out to Dalot. He's come a long way. It's great to see these players that could barely get a chance under Ole are now the ones who are shining and showing us the difference. So it's great to see that change. Also the likes of I would say the likes of one of the things I'm kind of worried about is the likes of the McTominays of this world. Obviously, he almost had that injury scare, but one of the things that really for me was weird was obviously the commentators were saying that he's going to be a big miss. I don't think he'll be a big miss. I don't wish injuries on anybody, but I think it's time for us to start seeing a bit of a change. The old guards need to start, they need to realize that their spots are not guaranteed. Obviously, it made sense today that McTominay played the 90 minutes because he had to. But for the most part, I want to see a bit more rotation on that position. And I'm hoping that the next game on Thursday, we'll see Casemiro start. And maybe that might switch up his partnership. But I don't know what McTominay has, man. McTominay has survived pretty much 7 coaches now. That's crazy. But anyways, guys, I wanted to say it's definitely been fun. Obviously, it was a very quick match review. There wasn't really much to take away from the game other than we got the 3 points. Obviously, it's work in progress. Rome wasn't built in a day. The leagues are not won overnight. Obviously, we had the high against Liverpool, but today was kind of a reality check saying, you know what, we've got a lot of work to do, but good job, boys. We got the 3 points, and hopefully this continues to build that confidence. And then obviously, I believe we play Leicester City on Thursday, so that's going to be another big game to test these players' characters. So, but till then, guys, obviously, like I said, catch us midweek. Eze is going to be on the show. Eze is a huge Chelsea fan. We're going to be talking about Chelsea so far in the transfer market, also in the league. Obviously, they've dropped points, and also the Champions League draw as well just came out 2 days ago. So we're going to be talking about that. Obviously, what are Chelsea's hopes in the Champions League.